Hi, everyone. Just wanted to do another little update. We haven't done one of these in a little while. We've made it to the end of October. It's been interesting October too. When you look at winter was here for a while, and now it looks like summer or spring is coming back. When we started back in August this year, we weren't sure how long we'd be able to do some face-to-face. And then, our numbers looked good for a while, and then we were kind of concerned again. And just looking and reflecting back on where we're at right now, I'm really excited about the fact that we've been able to keep our doors open and provide some this normalcy for our kids. I think I mentioned that before in these little videos, but really appreciate all the work you guys are doing to make that happen for our kids. We've had more already this year than I thought we would have gotten there for a while. So hope we can continue to keep some things in place to keep that going on. Brings me to kind of one of the points I want to talk about today a little bit. Is one of the questions I still get a lot is about those county numbers. Excuse me, our county numbers. We see those numbers going up, and get the question, why are we still in school? How are we still in school? What's going on with that? You hear this district shut down for this reason, or different things going on. We've heard about some of our neighbors that have closed recently or switched to distance learning recently for different reasons. Really, and MDE provides some nice guidance this week too. We put a couple articles out on the Return to Learn page that encourage you to look at if you have some additional questions about that. But MDE has put out some guidance to share with communities that they've been sharing with some of us, maybe in some of the things they've told us kind of going forward. But really, they're talking about making sure we're looking at not just those county numbers, but really what's happening within our schools. What's it look like with the spread and the close contacts and the positive cases and such within our school buildings? Are we seeing where that's the center of kind of where things are going on, or is it more outside of the schools? And really, we've been very fortunate that most of that is happening outside of the schools. Our numbers look good. They continue to look good. One of the things that we put together kind of help everyone see that. And we put it in the Tiger Insider last week too. But the community dashboard piece, Tricia put a lot of work into putting that together to be able to share those numbers a little more publicly. And I'm excited to be able to share that with you guys too. So I encourage you to go to the Return to Learn page on our website and look at those numbers. It breaks down, by building, how many positives and how many close contacts do we have and that kind of thing. So really, those are the numbers that mean a lot in what's going on. What we see is while the county numbers are going up, our internal numbers are staying down. That tells me school is a safe spot for our kids to be. And that's thanks to the work you guys are all doing to make that happen. We really appreciate that. There was also an update this week that came out from CDC that was interesting. They talk about the 15 minutes and the cumulative minutes versus 15 consecutive minutes. The interesting piece with that is Department of Health has been using that guidance, the cumulative 15-minute guidance, since the start of the school year. That really isn't different from what we've been seeing all along. CDC has rolled out, that's kind of what they're looking at doing now too, and it's across the board what CDC is counting, but that does match the MDH guidance that we've been getting ever since the beginning of the year. So just surprised me a little bit to see that change in that manner when we've had it all along. I want to talk just a minute with you about the saliva test. You got code from me beginning of the school year about a saliva test where you can reach out to that website and request that to come to you. And then you have that, you log into a Zoom call, you spit in the little tube, whatever, and send it in and you get the COVID test that way. You all should have gotten one of those from me beginning of the year. Those tests, you have access to that until the end of December, and then that program is no longer available. So MDE is just asking that we remind you that those are available and encourage you to use them. That's a free test for you to be able to access. And just we have a couple more months so that's available, and then that won't be available any longer. So I encourage you to use that if you think you need it. Don't just hold on to it. Some additional guidance came out this week too, and I know buildings are starting to talk with the weather we had last week about snow days. What's going to happen with snow days this year? If we had talked a year ago about even when we were doing the e-learning day conversations a year ago, how challenging we thought it was, and we knew it was going to be to provide some of these services on a distance day when students aren't face to face, that we said, boy, we can't do these things. E-learning days, we got together last year and you guys did a great job with those. Now we've got distance learning opportunities that we're providing every day for students. And MDE is recognizing that, and they're encouraging us to look at using the distance learning formats we already have in place for students on a snow day where we can continue that continuity of education on those days. So that's the type of thing that we're looking at using this year. So probably not so much the e-learning day that we've had in the past, but the distance learning day is really what MDE is encouraging. And I think it provides more, continuity or more familiar look to the day for our students and for their families. So something that we'll probably be using more this year. Certainly could still have 2 hour late starts and early dismissals, that kind of thing. A 2-hour late start might look different though this year in the fact that with everything we've got set up with distance learning, I don't know how we do a 2-hour late start right now and change the schedule. So a 2-hour late start will probably just mean students coming at 10 or 10:15. The school day would just pick up at that point in the day, and that's just whatever class you have at 10 o'clock is the class you have first when students come in is what we're looking at. But more details to come from your buildings specifically on that. It's kind of a building specific thing, not necessarily the district where we can do the exact same thing at all sites. So just want to share that with you. The last thing I just want to say is we really recognize how hard everyone's working right now. This year is unlike anything we've ever seen before. Really appreciate everything that you guys are doing. Encourage you, take time for yourselves. You got to rejuvenate, refresh yourselves too. This weekend looks like it's gonna be a great one. Take advantage of that. Enjoy the weather, and we'll see you back next week again. Thank you, everybody.